We all have great ideas, and we often need the help of others to let them shine. But getting people to support our brainchild is easier said than done. We know and have probably experienced firsthand that people don't always do what we like them to do. Sometimes they just don't seem to care about our idea, and we wonder why they don't see the same benefits that we're seeing. Sometimes they seem to make all the wrong moves, and we wonder, how difficult can it be? And sometimes they just seem too busy with other things, and we think, why don't you push a little harder? Just like we do. We all struggle to get our ideas across. And failure doesn't come so much because of the quality of the idea, but because of age-old, programmed human behavior. It turns out that human nature kills big ideas. Why not join me in the lab for a few interesting experiments? Imagine you're sitting with 15 other people in a small room. The host asks your neighbor to tap out the rhythm of a famous song like Happy Birthday on the table. You have to guess the tune. How much chance do you think you have of guessing the song correctly? You've just taken part in an experiment designed by Elizabeth Newton from Stanford University. Over the course of the study, Newton repeated the process 120 times. Only 4 songs 2.5% were guessed correctly. But here's the interesting thing. Before the listeners tried to guess the song title, she would ask the tapper and the listeners to predict their success rate. While the listeners thought they would get 10% of the songs right, the tappers thought the listeners would guess a whopping 50% of their songs. Isn't that amazing? The average tapper got the message across 1 time in 40, but they thought they'd hit a home run 1 out of 2. They overestimated their communication abilities by a factor of 20. So what happened? Does tapping make you a poor judge of your abilities? The simple answer is yes. The scientific name for this human phenomenon is the curse of knowledge. Here's how it works. When a tapper, the idea creator, taps the song, the tune is playing along in his head. He's hearing the melody to Happy Birthday in his head while tapping the song. But the listeners don't hear that music. The only information they get is a strange Morse code. It's very hard for a tapper to judge the quality of his taps, as he can't undo the tune playing in his head while tapping. The knowledge has cursed him. If we transport the curse of knowledge to the business world, it's not difficult to imagine that when an idea creator, a CEO, manager, policymaker, or entrepreneur finishes communicating and thinks, I'm sure everybody gets my great idea after my extensive communication efforts. He's probably reached no more than 3% of his target population. Houston, we have a problem.